ago, the farmer next door sold us another 3 acres of land, which was brilliant because then we could plant the orchard and have some paddocks out the back for sheep and for geese. But you really need somewhere to put stuff in the winter, so a general purpose barn was essential. I've always liked timber framing. I've always liked making a whole structure, a beautiful structure, out of wood. And in Hertfordshire, it's got lots of old barns, but none have been built recently. There's nobody alive who can remember from their father or their grandfather being shown how to do it. So this is going to be a project stretching back to a craft, to a tradition that hasn't been carried out for 150 years, perhaps longer.
So hopefully by the end of the day, we'll see how we go. I'm going to get these guys cutting, and I can basically, there's my scarf.
It's elm barns rather than oak barns that I've seen all around here. I noticed that there are still elm trees about. Then I discovered that East Anglia has these pockets of elms that are resistant to the Dutch elm disease. I looked into it and decided, right, it's going to be an elm barn, and it's going to be done in the way that they did it 200 years ago. And that gave rise to the need for an experienced framer, which is Joel, and we thought, let's just do a course so that we get a lot of people round, have a lot of fun doing all the carpentry, and Joel can show everyone how to do it.
Robert's dream barn, as we said. And he did say to me that he could only really stay in Hertfordshire if he could build his dream barn. and I always thought that was going to be quite difficult to get a barn here because, you know, it's green belt and strict planning laws, and canvassed all the neighbours, we talked to people and told them what we were doing, and actually we had a lot of support. And Robert so enjoyed working with all the volunteers. It's the joy of working with all the hand tools is that you can have conversations with people. And I think the volunteers have come back again and again because they really enjoyed the experience as well, you know, learning something, but also getting to know people.
It's really enjoyable to do. It's a craft. So it's not just the thing that you make, it's the process you have to get there, to make that finished thing. So you don't hear the buzz of constant power tools. People are talking to each other, having a nice time. They're helping each other move bits of wood around. It's something about timber framing in the past that is a bit of a community thing, and certainly you need lots of people to put this sort of thing together for the frame raising. We've still got work to do. There's 249 bits of wood in this barn, which is 14 foot by about 31 foot long, and it's a long way to go.
This is the central trusses, which are open trusses so you can move in and out. These are the end trusses, which will be covered. This is a post. What's nice about this is the grain runs up, and it's an upside down tree, so it's where the tree comes down and it flares out. This is a tie beam, which ties the building together. The most significant about this building design is it is a clasped purlin roof, which means the purlin is underneath the rafters, so it's clasped by this little queen strut or collar. Next challenge is Robert's now got to carry on where we've left off, finish the cutting, make it all fit, and the proof of the pudding is in the eating when we raise it all up, and if it all fits in 3D, great. If it doesn't, we'll have lots of people watching, and we'll be chiselling and banging it.
Charlotte Somerville. I like carpentry, and I've learnt lots of stuff when we've been building this barn, and I think it's really fun doing it. The English elm is also my dad's favourite type of tree. It's a good strong wood, like oak. It's hard to make it rot. It stands for a long time. In 100 years' time, lots of the old barns that are around, they'll probably be demolished and built into houses. So hopefully this barn will live on for a bit longer.
I was driving past the wood one day and I noticed a tree surgeon up a ladder working on some trees that had died. So I stopped and I said, what's going to happen to those trees? Because they were this size, they were beautiful trees but had died. And he said, oh, it's just going to be cut up for firewood. So I contacted the owner and said, would they mind if I bought them from them? And where I'm standing now is the exact spot where an elm tree fell over, and I came with a chainsaw mill, milled it into 2 beams, and those beams will go up tomorrow as the tie beams. One tree in the conventional forestry industry, it's too small to bother with. But because elm is still relatively rare, it tends just to be sawn for firewood.
Hard as you can.
I think when we use timber or different species of our native trees, then we can appreciate the beauty of that piece of wood or what it can do for us. And then we have a greater pride or interest in that species' survival. So we're less indifferent to it just becoming extinct or forgotten. To identify which stud goes where, we have to make special marks, and these marks up here say it's number 3 stud in bay 3, and these ones here again bay 3, but there are 4 marks.
And lots of people, unfortunately, don't enjoy their work, and to be able to make something and do something and possibly even earn your money from it, you know, from making things, is so satisfying. So I think it taps into quite ancient, deep, deep things in us as human beings.
In this day and age, we're very fixated on results. Oh, that's a beautiful building, or that's a beautiful garden. But actually, people enjoy gardening, don't they?
I think it's the aspect of trying to marry practicality and beauty, natural resources, bringing those all together to make something beautiful. I'm looking forward to when they come and list it.
Big thanks to
every single one of you who came.
As a society, we've lost a lot of the knowledge of how to make use of trees. But there's this amazing revival in the last few years where people are interested in using their hands again. So I hope that making the barn will inspire more people to have a look around them and see the resources that are everywhere.